Welcome back to the heart of the Dawg Pound, where the air is thick with tension and the stakes have never been higher for our Cleveland Browns. I am sitting here absolutely stunned by what just went down at the latest OTA session. And you need to hear this right now, because everything we thought about this 2026 season just got flipped on its head. This is the kind of news that keeps you up at night, wondering if we are finally turning the corner or if we are headed for another disaster. We are building this tribe together, and we need your voice, so hit that subscribe button to help us reach our goal of 3,000 subscribers and join the most passionate community in the NFL. The scene at the practice facility on Wednesday was supposed to be a controlled environment where the focus was strictly on mental reps and installation, but instead it turned into a moment of pure frustration that echoed through the entire organization. We are talking about a 2-hour session that was strictly at walkthrough speed, where the team was mostly installing run schemes and getting lined up under the watchful eye of our new head coach, Todd Monken. The primary focus of this entire offensive rebuild, and the man everyone is watching with bated breath, is Deshaun Watson. This is the guy who carries the weight of the city on his shoulders, and every single move he makes is being dissected by a coaching staff that has zero room for error this year. Deshaun Watson is the centerpiece of this puzzle, and seeing him back on the field after everything he has been through is a sight that brings out every emotion possible for a Browns fan. You have to understand that Todd Monken is a man who has spent 40 years in football, and he has seen the best and the worst of this game, so when he speaks, everyone listens. The intensity was supposed to be low because they were not even throwing the football for large portions of the day as they focused on the ground game. But as soon as the 7-on-7 drills started, the atmosphere shifted completely. We are looking at a roster that is loaded with talent thanks to the work of Andrew Berry, but the shadow of the quarterback situation looms over everything. Can Deshaun Watson find that elite form from years ago, or are we stuck in a cycle of what-ifs and broken dreams? This team is practicing with a sense of urgency that feels different this time around because the leadership knows that the window of opportunity does not stay open forever in this league. Do you believe that the management is making the right moves by putting all this pressure on the quarterback room right now, or are we just setting ourselves up for more heartbreak? Just when you thought a walkthrough session would be a quiet day at the office, things took a turn for the worse and left the head coach absolutely fuming. About halfway through the practice, the cracks started to show, and it was not pretty to watch for anyone who bleeds orange and brown. Dillon Gabriel took a snap and threw a pass that ended up right in the hands of an undrafted free agent named Michael Coates Jr., and you could feel the energy leave the field. But wait, it gets even crazier, because shortly after that, Shedeur Sanders tried to force a tight window pass to Jerry Jeudy, and the ball was tipped into the air before being intercepted by our new cornerback Myles Bryant. This is the raw truth that no one wants to admit, but throwing interceptions in a 7-on-7 drill where there is absolutely no pass rush is a massive red flag. Todd Monken did not hold back his feelings, and his words were like a dagger to the heart of the offense. He looked at the media and straight up said that throwing those picks in that setting was embarrassing, and he repeated it for emphasis because he could not believe what he was seeing. "Who does that?" he asked with a look of pure disgust on his face. Because in his world, there is no excuse for those kinds of mistakes when no one is even chasing the quarterback. They don't want you to know how much this is actually bothering the staff, but the frustration is boiling over before training camp even starts. You have to wonder what is going through the mind of Shedeur Sanders as he tries to learn his second NFL playbook in as many years after struggling with the first one under the previous regime. The tension is rising, and you can tell that the honeymoon phase for these young quarterbacks is officially over. Is it time to worry about the decision-making of Shedeur Sanders? Or is this just part of the learning process in a high-pressure environment? The narrative around this team always seems to circle back to the redemption arc of the man at the top of the depth chart, and that is Deshaun Watson. We are talking about a player who missed the entire previous season while rehabbing a twice-ruptured Achilles tendon, which is a nightmare scenario for any athlete. This is actually the second full year away from the game for Deshaun Watson since he led the league in passing back in 2020 with the Houston Texans, and the road back has been anything but smooth. The organization is clearly trying to soft-launch Deshaun Watson back to the fans by praising his work ethic and his drive to return to a top-tier form, but we are all watching with a skeptical eye. Todd Monken mentioned that Deshaun Watson is finally healthy, and his athleticism is noticeable again, which should be music to our ears. But the consistency just was not there on Wednesday. Deshaun Watson had the highlight throw of the day to the rookie receiver Denzel Boston, but it was sandwiched between a near interception and a pass that missed Jerry Jeudy by multiple yards. It was not a banner day for the quarterbacks, and the reality is starting to set in that this might be a long process. Under this new coaching staff, Todd Monken is claiming to be open to a clean slate for Deshaun Watson and all of his players, but the word embarrassing is still ringing in everyone's ears. The stakes are massive, because if Deshaun Watson fails, then the entire foundation of this team starts to crumble. But if he succeeds, it will be the greatest comeback story in Cleveland history. I am losing my mind here thinking about the possibilities because we have seen flashes of greatness, but the setbacks have been so frequent and so painful. Do you think a clean slate is actually possible for Deshaun Watson after everything that has happened, or is the weight of the past too much to overcome? Seriously, we have to look at the facts and realize that the Browns cannot be naive about the situation in that quarterback room, and it seems like Todd Monken is the only one willing to say it out loud. He is 60 years old and has been around the block enough times to know good quarterback play from poor quarterback play, and he is not here to sugarcoat anything for us. While the fans might be giddy about the potential of Shedeur Sanders, the coaching staff is already showing that they might not share that same level of excitement. By giving Deshaun Watson more snaps and indicating that the veteran is ahead in the race, they are sending a clear message about where this team stands. The rest of the room is not exactly inspiring a ton of confidence either, with Dillon Gabriel failing to impress during his starts last year and Taylon Green still needing a massive amount of refinement as a passer. It is unbelievable that with all the talent Andrew Berry has added to this offense, we are still stuck with the same old questions at the most important position. We have a retooled offensive line that should be a stone wall, and a receiving trio of Jerry Jeudy and Denzel Boston and KC Conception that is easily the best we have seen in years. This roster is built to win right now, and it is a championship-caliber group everywhere except potentially under center. I am sharing this theory with you because I think Todd Monken is intentionally using harsh language to light a fire under these guys before they get to the real battles in August. He knows that if they don't fix these embarrassing mistakes now, they will be hunted down by the rest of the AFC North. How are you feeling about this quarterback room right now? Because I am oscillating between total hope and complete dread. This whole situation feels like a high-stakes gamble where the future of the Cleveland Browns is the prize, and we are all just waiting to see if the cards fall in our favor. The vision for the future under Todd Monken is one where accountability is the only thing that matters, and the era of making excuses for poor play is officially dead and buried. We have the weapons with Jerry Jeudy and the young stars like KC Conception and Denzel Boston to make a real run, but it all hinges on whether Deshaun Watson can stay healthy and recapture his magic. If this goes right, we are looking at a powerhouse that can dominate the league for years to come. But if it goes wrong, we are looking at a total disaster that could set the franchise back a decade. The fact that the coach is calling out interceptions in 7-on-7 drills tells you everything you need to know about the standard he is setting for this team. He is not here to be their friend, he is here to win football games, and if that means bruising some egos, then so be it. I want to see your fire in the comments below because this is our team and our season on the line. Is this finally our year where the pieces fall into place? Or are we being let down by the same old problems that have haunted us since 1999? I need to know if you still have faith in Deshaun Watson, or if you are ready to see what Shedeur Sanders can really do with a full offseason of reps. We are a family here in the Dawg Pound, and your opinion is the only one that matters to me. Let's get this discussion going and show the world that Cleveland fans are the loudest and the most loyal in the entire NFL. We are chasing that dream of a championship, and we won't stop until we get there. I will see you in the next one as we track every single move this team makes during this wild offseason. Dawg Pound.